It was a rainy Saturday night in Pittsburgh last week. I was lying in bed in my shabby apartment, scrolling through my bank app like usual. Then I saw it. $20,000 gone, with a note. Family ritual. My mom, Eleanor, called right then, her voice all floaty. "Don't worry, Lucy. It's for the family. Don't ruin my mood." Her words hit like a punch. I was mad and lost. This wasn't the first time they'd taken my money without asking. I tried to keep it together. "Mom, where'd that money go?" She dodged me, so I checked my email. That's when I froze. An anonymous video of me sleeping, shot from the mirror's angle with the text, "Ask your sister about the curse." My heart was racing. This wasn't just about cash. My family was hiding something awful tied to that mirror. Then my sister Sienna texted, all sulky, "Don't upset Mom, Lucy. The $20,000 is for my big shot in New York." It hurt, like they were all ganging up on me for wanting answers. Before I spill more of this creepy mess, leave a comment. Where are you reading from? If your family's ever hid something dark, or you felt spooked at home, hit like and subscribe. You'll want to know what's up with this mirror. I'm Lucy Walker, 28, a data analyst at a cybersecurity firm in Pittsburgh. My job is all about digging through tangled code, finding order in the mess. It's the one place I feel in control. But step outside, and it's a different story. I live in a crumbling apartment, the kind where the wallpaper peels like old skin and the air reeks of mildew. There's this cracked mirror on the wall, its fractures spidering out like it's alive, watching me. I've always been the fixer, the one who sorts things out, but my family? They're a puzzle I can't solve. My mom, Eleanor, is 52. She used to be a star, a Pittsburgh stage diva with a voice that could break your heart. Now, she's drowning in whiskey, living off the $4,000 I wire her every month. It's hush money, I guess, keeps her from dragging herself to rehab or slurring that I'm her biggest regret. Then there's Sienna, my 23-year-old sister, off in New York chasing her number art life. She's all street art and Instagram vibes, posting her struggle while sneering at me for being a realist with no soul. It stings. To her, I'm just a walking paycheck. Dad's a ghost in my story. Died when I was too young to remember much. He was a playwright, left behind half-finished scripts, and this eerie dream I can't shake. A woman in front of a mirror, gripping a knife carved with odd patterns, whispering, "Lucy, you don't belong to them." Mom once mumbled something about Sienna's dad being different, a bad man, but I never pushed her on it. To them, I'm the ATM, the steady drip of cash that keeps their lives afloat. Still, I send it, holding on to this dumb hope they'll one day see me, Lucy, not just their lifeline. I'm a mess of feelings lately. Lonely because I don't belong. Angry because I'm sick of being their doormat and scared of this vague, creeping dread I can't name. Since I was a kid, I've heard whispers from that mirror, soft, eerie calls of my name. I chalked it up to stress, the weight of family chaos cracking me open. But then $20,000 disappeared from my account, and I got that video. Me, asleep, filmed from the mirror's angle. It's not my imagination anymore. That glass knows something ugly about my family, and I'm not running from it. I'm going to figure it out. It was Saturday night, and I was alone in my dim apartment, the rain hammering the windows like it wanted to drown me. I'd been hearing whispers from that cracked mirror for weeks, soft, eerie, calling my name. To shake it off, I flipped open my laptop and logged into my bank account. That's when I saw it, a $20,000 withdrawal sucked out of my savings, with a note that hit me like a punch. Family ritual. My breath caught. 20 grand doesn't just vanish. And what kind of family ritual costs that much? My hands were trembling as I refreshed the page, hoping it was a glitch, but it stared back at me, cold and real. Then an email pinged. No sender, just a blank subject and a video file. My gut screamed not to click, but I did. It was me, asleep in my bed, filmed from the mirror across the room. A hand slid into view. Sienna's. I'd bet my life on it, that silver S-ring catching the light, then disappeared. Behind the glass, a shadowy figure loomed, its eyes glowing white, hollow. Words flashed. "Ask your sister about the curse." A whisper rasped through the speakers. "Lucy, pay the price." I jolted back, slamming the laptop shut, but my heart was racing so fast I thought it had burst. Who filmed me? What curse? And why me? I grabbed my phone and called Sienna, my voice shaking. "What do you know about $20,000 in this creepy-ass video?" She smirked through FaceTime, lounging on her couch like nothing was wrong. "Oh, Lucy, it's just art. Peak vibes. Don't ruin it." Art? I wanted to scream. This wasn't some avant-garde bullshit. It was my life. I hung up, her dismissal burning in my chest. Fine. If she wouldn't talk, I'd dig myself. I fired up my company's tracing software and followed the transaction. It led to Vong Guang, some shadowy group Sienna once bragged about, calling it an art revolution. I found a code buried in the email and punched it into a browser. It dragged me to a dark web forum, Mirrorverse. People were paying $500 to $10,000 to watch Living Pain. A post from Miav made my skin crawl. "Lucy is the key. The mirror will swallow her." By Sunday morning, I couldn't take it anymore. I stood in front of that mirror, my reflection warped in the cracks. The whispers came again. "Lucy, they sold you." Something snapped. I smashed my fist into the glass, blood dripping down my knuckles as shards clattered to the floor. Behind the frame, I found a child's drawing, my own messy scrawl. "Mommy Mia, save me." Carved into the wood. Mia, 1995. My legs gave out, but my mind was racing. Who was Mia? What did they do to me? I didn't care if it tore my family apart. I was going to find out, even if it killed me. The laptop's glow was the only light in my dim apartment, casting long shadows that seemed to dance with the whispers I'd been hearing for weeks. I couldn't shake the image of that $20,000 withdrawal. Gone. Just like that, with a note that chilled me. Family ritual. My fingers hovered over the keys, but I wasn't typing. I was sinking into memories I'd tried to bury. It was 1997 when Dad died. I was just a kid, too young to understand why Mom collapsed into herself, why the Pittsburgh papers called it a tragic accident. But I remember the whispers at the funeral, the way Aunt Clara's eyes darted when someone mentioned the broken knife found near his body, blood crusted on the blade. No one talked about it after that. Dad had been investigating a woman named Mia before he died. Mom forbade us from saying her name, like it was a curse itself. "Lucy, your excess baggage." Mom would slur between sips of whiskey, her eyes glassy. "Sienna's my living artwork." It stung every time, but I swallowed it. Wired $4,000 a month to keep her from drowning in debt or worse. Sienna, my sister, was off in New York, her Instagram full of number art life posts mocking me as number no soul for not chasing dreams like her. I was just the bank, the steady drip of cash that paid for Mom's booze and Sienna's studio. But the whispers, God, those whispers. They'd followed me since I was little, especially at Grandma's old house. There was this antique mirror in the hallway, its frame carved with strange, twisting patterns that made my skin crawl. I'd hear my name, soft and sharp, like a secret meant only for me. Mom called it the family curse. But when I asked about Mia, she shattered a bottle against the wall and screamed, "Don't you ever say her name!" I found Dad's letter years later, tucked in the attic with his unfinished plays. His handwriting was shaky. "Lucy, you're Mia's child, not your mother's. Don't trust the mirror." I'd laughed it off then. Dad was always dramatic. But now, with those dreams haunting me, it felt like a warning I'd ignored too long. Lately, I'd see a woman with my face clutching a knife, stabbing the mirror until blood streamed down, spelling, "Lucy, find me." I'd wake up gasping, and last week I found a thin scratch on my arm, like a blade had grazed me in my sleep. It wasn't just stress. Something was wrong. Deeply, terrifyingly wrong. I leaned back, the chair creaking under me. The pieces were clicking into place, and I hated the picture they made. My family wasn't just bleeding me dry for money. They were weaving me into some dark ritual. Fong Guang, Mia, that cursed knife. They were parts of a deadly puzzle, and I was the final piece. The mirror knew. It had always known. I stood up, my legs shaky, and faced the cracked glass on my wall. My reflection stared back, fractured and pale. "What do you want from me?" I whispered, my voice breaking. The room was silent, but I could feel it. The answer was coming, and it might destroy me. It was Sunday, and I was alone in my room, the glow of my laptop screen cutting through the dark. I'd cracked into Mirrorverse, some sick hidden slice of the dark web, and what I saw hit me like a fist. Sienna, my little sister, was their mirror queen. She'd been filming me, crying in my bed, showering, scribbling in my journal like a lunatic, and selling it. Prices ranged from $500 to $10,000, all to watch Lucy's pain. Her words were carved into the site. My sister was born to suffer, the perfect artwork of the curse. I scrolled, bile rising, and saw a comment from Miav. "Lucy is the key. The mirror will devour her." Then, in the data, a hidden audio file, Sienna's voice, a whisper that clawed at me. "Mia, I'll deliver Lucy." My own sister was trading me like meat. Monday, I couldn't wait. I called Mom, my voice shaking with fury. "What do you know about Mia and Vong Guang?" She crumbled fast, her sobs crackling through the line. "Don't say her name, Lucy. Your grandmother was wrong. I was wrong." Wrong about what? I sent everything, screenshots, files, to Sarah, my friend who ditched the FBI for hacking. She called back in an hour, her tone grim. "Mirrorverse links to a 1995 murder. Mia was stabbed, knife carved with symbols like in your dreams. Sienna's dad, Mia's brother, knows something. Your mom's tied up in this. Mom once let slip Sienna's father left us for a woman like Mia." Sarah added, "Mia might not be dead. Fongguang ko the la sutra tukwa koe." That night, sleep was a trap. The dream came hard. Her again, the woman with my face, slamming a knife into the mirror. Blood spilled, forming words. "Lucy, the knife." I jolted awake, chest heaving, and felt it. A new scratch, hot and jagged on my arm. I stumbled to the mirror, ripped at its frame. A scrap of paper fluttered out. "Mia 1995, Eleanor killed." Eleanor. Mom's name. My knees buckled. Tuesday, I was done waiting. I threw a folder together, Mirrorverse data, Dad's old letter, that cursed note, and hit the road to Mom's house. The mirror's pull was suffocating, like it was alive, dragging me towards something black and final. My hands gripped the wheel, white-knuckled. I didn't care if it broke me. I had to face her. I had to know. It's Tuesday, and I'm standing in the old family house on the edge of Pittsburgh. The air's heavy with the sour stink of whiskey and something darker. Secrets, maybe. Mom's hunched on the couch, her eyes red and puffy, like she's been crying since I last saw her. Sienna's by the window, arms crossed tight, staring me down. "You're here to ruin everything, aren't you?" she snaps, her voice sharp enough to cut. I don't answer. I just drop the folder onto the coffee table, thunk, and it lands like a bomb. "Tell me about Vong Guang," I say, my voice steady even though my insides are churning. "The $20,000. Mia." Mom flinches, her hands twisting in her lap. "It's to save Sienna," she mumbles, words slurring into each other. "To break the curse." Save Sienna? From what? I'm done with vague bullshit. I pull out my laptop, slam it open, and hit play on the Mirrorverse video. There I am, on the screen, crying my eyes out in some dark corner of my apartment, alone. The comments roll in. "Love the tears, $5,000. $10,000 for this breakdown." Laughter, bids, my pain auctioned off. I whip around to Sienna. "You sold me," I say, my voice shaking now, raw, like a fucking slave. She doesn't even blink. "You were born to suffer, Lucy," she says, cold as ice. "Grandma told me. The curse needs your pain so I can live." Her words hit me like a fist to the gut. Born to suffer? For her? I can barely breathe. Mom starts sobbing, loud and messy. "Grandma chose me to sacrifice," she wails, "and I chose you." I stare at her, my brain scrambling to catch up. She keeps going, spilling it all. The family's been carrying some twisted curse for generations. One suffers, the other shines. They stuck cameras in my mirrors, recorded every meltdown, sold it to Vong Guang for cash and some kind of sick favor. My whole life, a live stream for their survival. I'm shaking, anger and fear clawing up my throat. Sienna mutters under her breath, "Mia says you're not even Mom's kid. The mirror's gonna eat you." Mia again. "Who the hell is Mia?" I shout, my voice cracking. Mom screams, "Mia's dead!" And it's like the room explodes. The old antique mirror in the corner starts glowing, this eerie hum vibrating through the floor. It whispers, "Lucy, the knife." My heart's pounding so hard I can't think. I grab a lamp off the table and swing, crash, glass shatters everywhere. Blood drips from my hand as I claw through the shards, and there it is, a knife, old and carved with weird symbols, and a crumpled note. "Eleanor killed Mia." Eleanor? Grandma? The air goes still, heavy. Then from the broken mirror, a shadowy figure flickers into view, blurry, wrong, alive. Its voice rasps, low and real. "I'm alive." My stomach drops. The room's silent, but it's screaming in my head. My family's not just messed up, they're monsters, and I'm their sacrifice. And now something's awake in the glass, staring back at me. I stood in the kitchen, the air heavy with whiskey fumes and the weight of Mom's stare. My hands shook as I flipped through the folder she'd tried to hide, letters, my old drawings, diary pages from when I was 6. "You sold these?" My voice cracked, sharp like broken glass. My childhood, my pain, to some creep for cash? She crumpled against the counter, tears streaking her mascara. "Lucy, I had to. The collector paid thousands. It was for Sienna, for the curse." "Shut up." I slammed the folder down. "You don't get to excuse this." My chest burned, like something clawed to get out. Then I saw it. Dad's letter, tucked under a photo of Mia. His handwriting was a ghost on the page. "Lucy, you're Mia's daughter, not hers. She stabbed Mia in 1995 to steal you. The knife's the proof." The world tilted. I gripped the table, nails digging into wood. "You killed my real mom?" I rasped, staring at her like she was a stranger. Mom's sob broke the silence. "Mia cursed us. She wouldn't let go." Before I could scream back, Sienna stumbled in, eyes red. "Lucy, I talked to Mia. Through Mirrorverse. She's your mom. She made me film you, said it'd break the curse, but she's not dead." "What?" My head spun. Mom wailed, "She's a ghost haunting us." The mirror in the corner flared, its light pulsing like a heartbeat. A low hum filled the room. My phone buzzed. Sarah's voice cut through. "Lucy, Mia's alive. Witnesses saw her in 1996. She built Vong Guang for revenge. Sienna's dad, her brother, helped her vanish." I froze. Sienna's dad was Mia's brother? "You're my cousin?" I choked, glaring at Sienna. She nodded, sobbing. Mom shrieked, "Mia faked it all to ruin me." A crack split the air. A shard of glass shot from the mirror, slicing Mom's hand. Blood hit the floor, pooling into Lucy. I couldn't breathe. I grabbed the knife from the drawer, and bolted outside. In the car, the rear-view mirror shivered, whispering, "Lucy, New York." My phone lit up. Miav texted, "Big mirror, Times Square, find me." I rummaged through Mom's old box in the trunk. There it was, a faded train ticket. "Mia, Times Square, 1996. My hands trembled. I turned the key. I had to know the truth. It's Wednesday, June 11th, 2025, and I'm sitting in my quiet apartment, the soft glow of my laptop the only light in the room. My hands tremble as I slip into Mirrorverse's servers, pulling down their so-called ritual videos, 15 minutes of my life twisted into someone else's entertainment. I weave them into something new, something mine, a montage of me as a kid, lost and small, growing into the woman I am now, smashing that cracked mirror with a hammer. The shards glitter as I whisper, "I'm free." A woman's voice closes the piece, warm and steady. "Lucy, I'm proud of you." I hit upload, and by morning, it's everywhere. The internet lights up and word spreads. The FBI's digging into Mirrorverse, chasing rumors of a hidden mirror room in Times Square where people watched through secret glass. I hope it crumbles. Friday comes, and I'm standing in an old Pittsburgh theater, its faded curtains heavy with dust. Sienna's there, tears smudging her makeup. "I was jealous, Lucy," she says, voice breaking. "Mia cared about you more." Mom's next to her, her eyes like ice. "You're not my daughter, Lucy. You were just my most valuable asset." Her words sting, but I'm not that scared kid anymore. I set the carved knife down gently on the stage, letting it go, and pull out my phone. One tap, and Mirrorverse's servers crash, years of their lies wiped clean. "Assets can walk away," I say, my voice firm. The theater's old mirror shakes, a faint whisper curling out. "Lucy, Times Square." My phone pings, a message from Miav. "The big mirror, Lucy." I'm waiting. By July, I've left Pittsburgh behind. I'm Iris now, with bright red hair and a new life in a tiny Irish village. I spend my days painting stained glass, weaving slivers of mirror into each piece, a reminder of the strength I found. Sienna's in trouble with the law, sketching mirrors in a cell, her art ignored. Mom's in a hospital, lost in her own mind, murmuring about Mia. The whispers don't follow me here. My nights are quiet, filled with the hum of crickets and the smell of paint. But sometimes, when I pass a mirror, I catch a glimpse. A woman holding a knife, her shape fading fast. In my dreams, Mia's alive, standing by a massive mirror in Times Square, her voice soft. "Lucy, you're the light." I keep a train ticket in a drawer, uncreased, untouched. Part of me aches to go, to find her, to ask what it all means. The other part wants to let it rest, to stay here where I'm whole. I haven't decided yet. The ticket's still there, waiting.